Hello, gorgeous friends. Welcome. Hello, happy people. You're looking at a view at the gorgeous beach in Sunny Isles, North Miami Beach. If you say, yeah, it's a beautiful view. Thank you for joining me. If you are watching the replay, know that you can tap the screen for hearts, share with a friend, all of that awesome jazz. Everybody. Hey, Sherlyn. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I made it to South Florida, and I thought it was really far. I took a plane, even though most Miamians and most Floridians be like, drive. Hey, Sherlyn. Hi, Lynette. Hi. I don't know how to say your name. Ozone R. Hey, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm excited that you're here, and I'm going to share with you, I promise you, salutations, that we were going to talk about, hey Antonia, we were going to talk about marketing this week, and mainly really how to position yourself in the right way for profits. So I'm going to share with you the number one step to mastering the pull method of marketing, and I'll explain what that means. Thank you. I'm actually from Miami, but thank you. Ozane, I think is how you say your name. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. I apologize if I am. So welcome, everyone. If you feel like there's a friend or a family member who needs to hear the scope, go ahead. Yay, I got it right. Swipe on your phone, right on the iPhone, up on an Android, and share with a friend. You can share on Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, copy the link and reach out and touch somebody via email. Sharing is caring. So I know I missed like my lunch hour rush time frame. Lots to do today, so I didn't have time to scope, but I just wanted to scope with you guys now and give you a tour of my awesome room. So I'm speaking at A Square Coach's The Besties event, and this room is fabulous, okay? Just have to brag about it a little bit, but I'll share that with you afterwards. So if you're ready for the number one, hey Akila, if you're ready for the number one step to mastering your the pull method of marketing, type in ready and we will get started. Thanks for sharing, everyone. One already, that works. Hey, are you coming to Miami? Awesome, you ready? All right, so here's the difference. So when I mean the pull method, let me explain it to you. So there's the push method and the pull method. And the way, sorry, let me pull this chair in. That wasn't me, that was a chair. Okay, so there's a push method and a pull method of marketing. So the push method of marketing can work two ways. One is push myself out there. Hey, buy my ish, buy my ish, buy my shit. Excuse me. Buy my ish. And the pull method is in a way that, oh, you're in a wedding. Okay, cool. And the pull method is in a way that you build the trust with your audience so much so that they're attracted to you. That's why you always hear people talk about client attraction, how to, get clients to attract to what you're offering, blah, blah, blah. And, most branding coaches focus on that client attraction piece. And that's really the pull method of marketing. So really the push method should be used as follows. So the number one thing that you need to do to master the pull method of marketing is to earn their trust. Hi. So I want you to think about earning their trust. So the number one thing that most people miss when they start a business, because we want to make money, we want to start getting results right away, but we miss that. So what we miss is earning people's trust. And the way to earn people's trust is to build that know, like, and trust factor. How do you do that? And I talk about this all the time, but the reality is you won't buy from a stranger off the street. Prime example, a few weeks back, I was at Starbucks getting my morning coffee, and a strange man was like, hey girl, he didn't say hey girl, he said, hey girl, you're pretty, can I get in the car with you? I was like, boop, I don't even know you, get away from me. That was really weird. Obviously, I know he was joking, but that's really how people feel when they first meet you, and they're like, hey, you're pushing on them, buy my ish, buy my ish, buy my ish. Now, the way the push method would work for you is once you built that trust, right? Once I've gotten to know you and understand how you can help me, when you push something out, then it's going to be easier for me to say yes. It's going to be easier for me to recommend a friend or family member because I've already know you and I've already trusted you enough to say, fine, I'm going to give you my coins, or I'm going to let someone else that I know give you my coins. So do you guys understand the difference? So the number one method is to really, really focus on earning people's trust. So how do you earn people's trust? And I don't want you to sit here and be like free content all the time. So you want to actually teach people how to treat you. So basically, if you offer some kind of freebie, oh my gosh, it's been like 6 weeks since we had a troll. It's so weird. So if you give out a freebie, or you're giving out awesome content, you want to also offer them something that they can get more from. So, and that's the push method. So for prime example, if I have a webinar, thank you. Hey, Danica. If I have a webinar speaking on a specific topic, right? Trolls. Like let's say 5 steps to creating your awesome retreat, or a retreat that sells out, for example. If I do something like that, at the end of the webinar, I can position maybe a course on retreats, on how to plan your retreat, or a VIP day on how to plan your retreat, or a retreat on how to plan your retreat. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying every webinar, everything needs to be a pitch, but the reality is, if you're giving, the fear for most people is 2 things, in terms of giving value. Am I giving too much? And also, I don't know how to sell at the end. So let's talk about that, right? Right? Let's talk about that. Am I giving too much, and how to position myself? So you can never give too much value. Honestly, you can never give too much value. There's so much things you can share with people. And it's not just Googleable information. There's so many things you can share. There's no way that you're not going to be able to find something to share with your audience. Exactly. And here's the thing. I think the fear is it's the selling piece. I think that's the fear. It's like I give, and I get no results. And the reality is, it's the fear of selling. But here's the thing. Gina DeVee said this. Yes, you're a giver, and I know that about you, and I know that I want you, and I know your coach is whipping you into shape, so I don't even have to say nothing to you, Akila. But Gina DeVee said this, selling is serving. So obviously, you can give as much as you want until you're blue in the face on a webinar, but the reality is, if the next step is working with you, then offer it. Don't be afraid, because there are people out there who are willing to invest in themselves to actually get the results beyond the webinar. So the number one thing you can do is earn people's trust. So what I did when I first started is I earned people's trust through webinar, teaching a lot of content. But along the way, I offered something at the end, because guess what? There are people still hungry for more information. So I think that's what the pull and push method, that's where people get it wrong. They start with the push method, where nobody really knows them, and they're pushing stuff out, and no one wants to buy because you haven't earned their trust. And so when you earn their trust, you can then pitch them something. And it could be as simple as, okay, you first started online. You can do a 5-day series. You can do a 5-day series on Periscope, introducing people to you. Hey, introducing people to you and teaching them something. And maybe at the end of the 5th day, you can say, hey guys, do you want to learn more about this? This is where I can help you further along. So it doesn't have to be like my first Periscope, hey, I'm going to sell you something, right? It can be. It's up to you. It's up to you and your audience. You've done that and you feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. But what I want to say is, and we've all been there, like where we start our business and we need to make money. Same thing for me. I knew I needed to make money, so prior to me quitting my job, I started laying the groundwork, the foundation for my business. So FabyGiordani.com was built with a foundation. So what I did was I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I had a month notice, and I had a month left. So during that month, I focused on being more engaging in Facebook groups. So I didn't just quit my job. I always tell people I quit my job without a backup plan, which I didn't, but I did lay the groundwork prior to. Invested in courses, coaching. I invested in programs and systems that I needed up front. But I also laid the groundwork, the foundation. So got myself visible through webinars, participating in groups, and curating some kind of content that's going to help me attract my target market. That's me. I'm building a foundation. But here's what I want to say. Don't spend so much time on the foundation that you miss the ballpark. So you ever feel like you get people excited about something you're launching, and then you don't launch it and people lose interest? Don't get too caught up in laying that foundation for so long. Literally, people have been making money on Periscope. They do a 3-part series, and bam, they're like, listen, at the end of this series was so badass that I'm going to sell you something at the end. You're going to have to buy it, right? You don't have to be that way, but I want to encourage you to not focus. Don't let that fear of selling get in the way of, yes, foundation becomes the house. Exactly. But I don't want you to spend the time laying down a foundation to become a very thick foundation that, yes, your house will be sturdy on, but there's no house on top of it, which is just a piece of slab, which is nothing, right? So you need, once you put the pull method in, which is providing freebies, providing great valuable content, and pulling people in, then you can start building the house. And that's where you build the piece in terms of offering something. So here's what we talk about. I'm going to give you some exclusive stuff that we talk about in my mastermind. So yesterday we were talking about offerings, and not just like random have an offer, right? I always tell my clients and my students, you need to have more than one offer. It can't just be one thing. Product-based business, how do you pull people in? What is your product? End up with 5 floors of foundation and no house. Exactly, Cindy. Exactly. That's not a good thing. So let me give you 3 types of ways, and let me just give you 3 ways you can offer a product, and what products you can offer. So an entry-level product is always a good idea, so people can have a taste of what you do, a mid-tier product, and then a higher-end package, which is probably most likely a mastermind or something that connects you one-on-one with a person. So entry level could be a webinar, a paid webinar, a workshop. It could also be a self-study. A mid-tier could be something like my program, Hustle Fearlessly, which is a group program, 8 weeks. And it's at a higher price, but it's still in the mid-tier, and of course one-on-ones working with me. So you want to have different tiers. So if you're really afraid of selling, create something quick and easy. A quick webinar, $29, put it out there, sell it. I had a client, I don't know if she's on here, Tamara, and I have a client, and we're working on really automating her business. She loves working with her clients one-on-one, but one of the things she wanted was to create other, hey Stephanie, other packages, and also offer other opportunities for people who can't afford her one-on-one to work with her. So we talked about creating a funnel to build her email list. She created a challenge. At the end of the challenge, guess what? She pitched a paid webinar and made almost $3,000. So it was about $2,000 and change for her webinar. And it was a $67 webinar. Now you might think, oh, $67, 1 hour. But she had a goal in mind, and she exceeded that goal above and beyond what she actually said. So it is possible for you to build that trust, right? With people, pull them in. So what she did, let's talk about this. Let's break it down. So the pull method for her was building that know, like, and trust factor. So in her 5-day challenge, it was a way to pull people in and say, hey, let me help you with this problem. And she solved a lot of problems. She went above and beyond with her challenge. I mean, not just giving the content, but being interactive. She had a Facebook group, connected with the ladies every day, answered email questions. And then when it came time to say, you know what, this was an amazing challenge. If you want more, let's talk about it in this awesome paid webinar. If you want to break down what we talked about even further, and she gave great content because I review all my clients' homework and their work that they're going to launch. The product itself, the challenge itself, could be a paid product. So when you are providing pull marketing efforts, I want you to make sure that you're not giving out crap either, because you don't want to just put out junk out in the world, because that's another way of making people not trust you. Because if I come on your scope and you're saying 5 steps to building your empire, and step number 1 is to, I don't know, buy a table, that's random-ish. Like, exactly, you want to give quality over quantity. And awesome, what I want to really share with you outside of that, her Facebook group had 500 women at the end. She actually 100 times, like, she had 1,113 people join her list, and when we started working together, it was about 100. So it just skyrocketed, and it's evergreen right now. But what I want to say is her pull method was the challenge, providing that content. Not only the challenge, but providing emails and building that trust and talking to people. And then she was like, hey girl, hey, love what I'm doing over here. You want more? This is where I push my product to you. So my marketing now is, once you understand how I work and you have a taste and you trusted me, that's how you the push method. And if you think about it, it's not just entrepreneurs or online marketing gurus or people with online business that are doing this. Everyone's doing it. Think about it this way. Target does it to you, right? Target may not do a lot of, during the holidays is more like, hey, come shop, right? But post holidays or non-holidays, they're really talking about like the lifestyle piece. Even though they're not telling you, they're not educating you on something, but they're touching on some point inside of you, right? Like the commercial with the plaid. If you guys ever saw that plaid commercial for Target, where it was like the family and they're so cute in plaid, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need a plaid shirt, I need plaid stuff. So I'm not really into plaid, right? But they got me because the mother, the father, and the dog were wearing plaid. They were super cute. They had plaid stuff in their apartment. So even though they weren't teaching me something, they were pulling me in with something, right? Hey, guess what? The new fad is plaid, and I have it, and it's awesome. And your entire family could be just as cute as the one on the commercial. And they pull me in with that. They built that trust. Like, oh my gosh, I can see myself in that shirt, or I can see that lamp in my living room, right? And then, the push part is go to Target. And when I go to Target, guess what? I'm probably going to buy it. So there's different ways. So what kind of, I know someone asked about a product-based business but didn't tell me. Another way of using the pull method, for example, I'm running a declutter challenge in my interior decorating company, so I can do that offer. Yes, so that declutter challenge, so let's say it's a paid challenge, 21 days to declutter your life and restyle your living room, for example, or restyle your home. You can give away 3 days of that declutter for free, right? 3 days of that declutter challenge for free, and then the rest they can pay for it. So it doesn't have to be like, prime example, I have clients who literally sit there and write books. I mean, great books that can be published and get paid. And like, I want to give it for free. I'm like, first of all, people are not going to honor it as much because they're not going to have time to read it all. Thank you. They're not going to have time to read the entire book. And two, is it going to really be effective for someone to get a taste of what you do? So if you have a challenge, let's say, and it sounds like it's going to be a fabulous Lux challenge. If you have something like that, I would say give away a part of it. Product-based business, people don't seem to be attracted to 10% discount to sign up. Can you tell me what your product-based business is? I don't want to give you random examples. So one of my favorite product-based business to talk about, because I'm an online shopper, are boutiques. It's getting hot out here, melting. Let me move in. So one of my favorite product-based businesses, jewelry. Ooh, I love jewelry. So let's talk jewelry, okay? So close the door, baby girl's taking a nap. Perfect. I'm writing coach. What can I do? All right, writing coach, we'll get to you next. So one of my favorite things in terms of jewelry or even clothing, you don't have to offer a discount. I think that's where the misconception is. So there's this lady who does compliment jewelry, and it's like different sayings like stay encouraged or you're fabulous, something like that. You can make like compliment jewelry to send to people. Thank you, single mom BFF. So when I go on her site, she doesn't offer, I forgot her site, but she does not offer a discount. So some of the ways she pull people in is to just share stories about compliments, share stories about her customers. So really it's like, how can this accessory make your life fabulous? How can it, if you gift it to someone, what would that make their life be? So prime example, my photographer and friend Stacy Pierce was giving me, she was going to give me a something called the giving key. She was going to give me a giving key, and they denied her because the words were badass. So anyways, long story short, they're going to if she sends them like an explanation of what badass mean, they'll probably print it. But the giving key is a young lady who started this program where the donations go to the homeless, and she collected old keys from old hotels, and she prints like statements on it, like fabulous, fierce, things like that. So when I went on their site, as she was telling me the story, they didn't have like a 10% discount. What they did was they do join our mailing list. You know, you can give a discount, but what I loved about it, it was that on their site, even though you didn't land on the blog, they shared stories about the keys, right? So not just stories about what is a giving key and why she started it, but stories about people who got the keys. Like, for example, one of the ladies was like, oh, you know, I have a giving key. I got to receive a giving key from my friend. And the purpose of the giving key is for you to, if you give me a key, once, let's say, fear. So once I start feeling fears, I can pass it on to someone else. It's like a ripple effect. So the person just wrote a really awesome testimonial about what the giving key means to her and how it helped her become more empowered in a time of need that she was going through. And she was able to pass it on to someone else and empower that person. So instead of focusing on the discount, they focus on the story. What does giving key mean to the people who receive them? Exactly. Stories are so powerful for emotional engagement. We buy on emotion, right? When you're, like, for example, if you're a coach, or if you need a coach for your business, right? I can focus on mindness. What can you do? Okay, give me a minute and we'll get to that. So I can answer that right now, actually. So when you're sitting at your computer and you get an email from someone like Marie Forleo, she's launching B School. And she's really harping on the, like, she's focusing on, like, not harping, she's focusing on what does it mean to, okay, set control of the day. Awesome. So she's focusing on things like, what was it? What it means to actually build a business online. What kind of freedom can you have? And what does freedom mean to you? And what would life look like beyond B School, right? What can B School do for you? So she really doesn't focus on, oh, you can make thousands of dollars, right? She really paints the dream of what is that core thing that's really gnawing at you at night, that's keeping you up, which is, You're struggling in your business, or you know you're meant to do something more. You know you're meant to share your gifts with the world, but you don't know how. And Marie Forleo doesn't just help other coaches, right? She has artists, she has real estate agents, she has a bunch of people in B-School, and her material can be used for any business. So, for example, the product-based business, again, connect with stories with people. So it doesn't have to be strictly discounts. And Aquila, if you're still on, Aquila is also a boutique strategist. So online boutique strategist, definitely connect with her. She can definitely give you more. If you're an emotional coach or a coach that doesn't deal with like business per se, excuse me, what does empowerment mean to that person? I always tell people, focus on that core need for that person. So for example, the pull method for you, if you're an empowerment coach, I would want you to be more strategic and pinpoint what they're looking for. So prime example can be, if I want to, what about a massage business? Let me answer the first two questions. So prime example, if I'm an emotional coach, I'm just going to give one. And so maybe not an emotional coach, because I don't know much about emotional coaching. Let's use the empowerment coach, but an empowerment coach who specializes in careers, like so how to get the right lifestyle, or get promoted or something. I don't know. So what is true for that person? So your pull method would be like 5 steps to becoming the next CEO. I'm just going to give that example. 5 steps to becoming the next CEO. And how to, like, I'm going to basically empower you. So you're going to give them 5 steps. That's your pull method. So you can talk about things that will focus on that. Someone else said another business. So you can pull them in on that. Remember, you're wanting to build trust. Some of the best ways to build trust are your email list. Again, giving content is awesome, but really communicating with people on a daily really works, or on weekly. So get specific on focus first. Yeah. Empowerment coaching, not everyone pays for just empowerment coaching. So what does empowerment coaching mean for them? That's what I always tell. Like, for example, I have a coach in my program who calls herself an empowerment coach, but we had to really get clear. In reality, guys, she wasn't just an empowerment coach. She is a gold strategist and a prayer strategist. These are the two things that she focused on, really. The reality is that's what she helps people do, is to reach their goals and to pray powerful prayers. But she kept calling herself an empowerment coach. And that's probably why most people weren't like jumping at the chance, because if I want to reach my goals, prime example, she has emerging sessions, and those are powerful sessions, and they focus around the core need of that person, but also to reach the goal. So what happens when you reach the goals? Empowerment can be pretty vague. Exactly. And so many people use it differently, so it's too broad. That's what I want to encourage you to do, is get specific. Empowerment for what? Empowerment for your life. I wouldn't even use empowerment. I just wouldn't. Writing coach, what do you help people do, Sharita? Do you write books? Do you help them write copy? Like, think about how can you get creative with the offer in terms of what value you want to give to them. Period. 5 steps to writing your first ebook. Bam. That's really an easy way to pull people in. And you talk about the book writing process, like small chunks of what the book writing process is. Business building coach. Pretty simple. If you're helping them build their business or start their business, three core strategies to jumpstart your business right now. I mean, and all of your, so here's some topics you can do. You can talk about, do you need an LLC or an enterprise? You can talk about, and I'll get to that massage therapist one in just a second, I forgot. So your pull method can be, let me give you a full pull and push for the business strategy, and then I'll go back to the writing coach. So in terms of the business building coach, if they're helping, let's say a massage therapist, we'll just combine it, start their business. So what do you need to be registered as can be a topic. Another topic can be 5 ways to get clients as a massage therapist. Another topic for getting their attention can be like how to make X amount of money or how to have a solid book solid with massage clients, for example. And then what you can do is, as you give them content, again, you can offer a webinar, offer a strategy session that's paid, and pull them in and say, hey, by the way, did you love this webinar? Did you love this content? I'm offering these strategy sessions. So that's the push method. So in terms of the writing coach, 5 steps to launching your first ebook, how to get the writing book writing process, how to publish your book online. So all these different steps, or the branding for your book, because if you're a writing coach, you should at least understand branding for books and how to market books. That's really should be your expertise, part of it. And then you can create a course like how to write your book fully, like a full course from A to Z, how to write your book, or a book writing strategy session. So there's a lot of things you can do. Who is Danielle? Anywho, and for a massage therapist, I have to think about it, because really it's an in-person business. But besides giving a discount, you can always, you're welcome, which you don't have to. Or a pull way is you can package your product. So you can teach. So if you're a massage therapist, you can come on Periscope and teach people like, oh, here's a prime example. When I get massages, I always get sore. So if you talk about what happens after your massage, like how to take care of yourself, they always give you some kind of vague answer. But if you have like maybe a card that gives you step by step, like maybe you should be soaking yourself, maybe you should be doing this, doing that, and you can even say at the bottom of that freebie, hey, did you like this? You can share with a friend, earn points. You can do punch cards, like the place I do my nails, and during the summer they do punch cards. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But a pull way for those clients is to really tug on working hard, right? Relaxation. Exactly. You can talk about like 5 ways to relax today. Self-care tips. That's another pull way of getting them to trust you. So as a massage therapist, being zen and understanding the relaxation methods is your job. That's your job, to tell me, what kind of oils should I put? What kind of things exactly? How to manage stress. That's another good thing. So as a massage therapist, that you are the expert, on relaxing. And maybe not, but you should be, and you should understand like what other systems, like there's specific things you can buy to burn oil for incense and all that stuff. I don't do it, but if you knew, you can share. Yeah, tips on what to do before you get a massage, and what to do after you get a massage, and what you can do in between massages. There's so many things you can do, guys. You really have to get creative on how you want to present yourself to people. All right, so let me give you the quick tour, and we're gonna hop off. All right, this is my balcony. What's the best tool for clients to buy an entry-level product online? I did a scope on that in terms of doing passive income. It depends on what you're offering. I mean, you can do your own brand of oil, or you can partner with other MLM companies that already have oil companies if you believe in them. So it depends on what you're offering in terms of that package. So this is the bathroom. It's pretty awesome. Look how I make this really quick, okay? And it's beautiful glass shower. Guys, I even have a kitchen that I'm not going to use because I don't really cook at home. A whole kitchen. Bestie hooked it up. This baby girl, she's sleeping. So this is pretty cool. I promised you a tour. And we're back at the balcony again. Just for me. But in terms of delivering your content, I mean, there's so many things. You can even do a password protected page on your website. I'm in Miami. Thank you. So when I first started, I have like 4 membership sites now. I don't recommend going crazy. Like, use a password protected page on your site. Keep it simple. I had a question for you guys. For anyone who missed Biz Scopeathon month, did you want to get access to the content again? Exactly, Sylvia. A password protected page. Exactly. Okay, cool. So what I can do is I will package it. It will be paid. I'm just going to let y'all know. But we'll see what we can do in terms of packaging it and sending it out. Bianca, for realsies. It is definitely easy to do on Squarespace. And Bianca, I think you have a site on Squarespace too. And thank you. So I'll package Biz Scopeathon month. I promise it'll be an easy buy, but definitely yes. Angelica is a total badass. She's awesome. Yeah, so I'll package it and I will let you know when it goes live. I'll probably do it today for you guys because it talks about a whole bunch of stuff. And what I'll do is, because I have so many scopes. Let me tell you guys something. I have a lot of scopes, so I can throw in additional scopes that will help you as well. Squarespace is awesome. So at this point, you guys can ask additional questions. As long as I have my water, I think I'm good. Do I have water? I have a little bit. Yeah, Squarespace is awesome. Really drag and drop, really easy. And I think I forgot to delete yesterday's scope. So you can take a look at the back end of my site and see what it looks like. I'm never leaving Squarespace. Now, my membership sites are on WordPress because the plugin for Entreport was only working with WordPress. So I did it. But my main site where I can like throw up a sales page when I feel like is on Squarespace. Any other questions, concerns, outbursts? Don't exactly know what BizScope month actually is, although I can lightly guess. You were here. You were here for the entire time when we basically scope different topics every month or every week. So week 1 was business building. Week 2 was offerings, and week 3 marketing and branding, and week 4 was passive income. Best place to begin to create a landing page to capture emails. Ooh, we're talking about landing pages and capture emails tomorrow. Part of your marketing. I love lead pages, so I'm gonna just tell you my quick story. I danced around with a lot of different landing pages and just to end up back with lead pages. I was like, I refuse to pay these people all this money, and I ended up going back. So lead pages is my number 1 suggestion. Why aren't you ever leaving Squarespace? No, I don't like WordPress. As a matter of fact, I don't manage my membership sites. I have a team that does that. I don't even play with it. I'll go in, I'll check the work, which I don't even have to because I have a really awesome team. But if I have to do something myself, I'll try, but I don't care for it. I just didn't realize it was a series. Yes. I just saw tons of juicy scopes. Yes, it was a series. Yeah. You're welcome. Lead page is my number 1, and I would say the next one that I would even consider if I don't have a high budget. No, Instapage is not free anymore, actually. You have to pay for it now, and Unbounce is actually more than lead pages. So number 1 for me is lead pages, and then I would do probably Unbounce, which is the second one that most online marketers use. Entre pages. Do you guys know about Entre pages? So I use Entreport, so it automatically comes to my account. But Entreport is offering Entre pages for free. Launch Rock is freemium. What do you mean? Are you launching your crowdfunding? Yes, Entre pages. ONTRA pages. Entre pages. Yes, leadpages.net, but Entre Pages is offering pages for free. I would probably have to grab my laptop to show you what it looks like, but go to entrepages.com or search Entre Pages. And that's pretty easy and drag and drop. Oh, Launch Rock is mostly free landing page service. I've never heard of Launch Rock, so thank you for sharing. Trying to decide on a webinar platform. Okay, so I have a love and hate relationship with Webinar Jam. Even though I'm an affiliate, I don't actually go around just recommending it. I would say test it out because they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, I think. I love it because it's easy. Webinar Jam is my jam. I've only had 2 instances where it didn't work. But another way is you can connect, what is it? Google Hangouts onto your website or lead page and use, what did I say, Chatwing or Chatango. So most people do that. So that works. Try that. And they both come with the embed code, so you can embed it on a password protected page on your site. So even if you're doing a free or a paid webinar, you can do something like that where it's password protected and only people who opted in can get access to it. So when I first started doing webinars, everybody, I did that on a budget, okay? I did them by embedded, yeah, and it works too. I did it by embedding, and I didn't even know about chat features back then. So, hey, maybe I should just stick with that. If you're on a budget, don't invest $400. The only thing I love that it has a whole system. Like, people can register, sign them up, add them to my list. But it just takes you an extra few steps. So you would do your landing page, which you can do on your site. Set up that back end, add that to an email. So as soon as they opt in, they would go and get that email. That's it. And then you would just manually put in your reminders. Like, so if you're doing 2 reminders, maybe a 24-hour reminder, and we're going live right now reminder, That's all you have to do. Just write them up, and there can be a standard email that you just change the topic. That's all you have to do. So I like to write all of my stuff in Evernote. That way it's like a script for me. I just go back in, copy, paste, and that's it. So it makes life easier. That way if you are doing something like that, it's totally easy for you to set it up. And all you have to do is just change the actual name of the webinar. So keep doing that. Whew. Any other questions, concerns, outbursts? You are welcome. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. I am going to dive into a nap. I've been up since 5 a.m. Oh, there's another question. What kind of camera do you use for your webinars? Logitech something now. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you. I use Logitech something. I will probably get the name for you once I go back home, but in the beginning I just use the camera on my computer. So do that. That works. But you can, it's a Logitech camera. It's really nice. I forgot it too, and I needed it. All right, everybody, I'm off to take a nap. I will see you later. And if you want to see more of my adventures, yes, check out EntrePages. Yes, if you want to see more of my adventure, you can join me. I think that's what it is, right? 920. I think C920 is my Logitech, maybe. Sounds familiar. You can join me on Instagram at FabyGiordani, all one word. Or you can follow my adventure on Instagram, okay? Because I don't want to keep scoping and harassing you guys. But you can see my pictures and mini videos from there at FabyGiordani. All right, bye, everybody. Have a good day.